Very good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya with you. It is Monday morning and there is a lot that's making news. Let us start the bulletin with the top headlines. Restrictions under Section 144 imposed in Srinagar and other districts of Jammu and Kashmir. Night curfew in Kishtwar, Rajouri and Banihal districts. Union Cabinet to meet ahead of Parliament session. Rajya Sabha to discuss bill to grant 10% reservation to EWS in Jammu and Kashmir. 3 other bills listed for passage, including Interstate River Water Disputes Amendment Bill 2019. Lok Sabha to take up a Supreme Court Number of Judges Amendment Bill and Chit Funds Amendment Bill for introduction. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu calls for a value-based education system, emphasizes training of youth for 4th Industrial Revolution, digitization of libraries. Heavy rain alert for Maharashtra. State government seeks more NDRF teams. Schools in Thane, Pune, Nashik and Raigad to remain shut. Godavari River flowing above the danger mark. And India beat West Indies by 22 runs by Duckworth-Lewis method in second T20. Rohit Sharma breaks Chris Gale's record for the most sixes in T20 International. Our top story this morning is from Jammu and Kashmir, where restrictions and night curfews were imposed in several districts of the state as the valley remained on the edge, with authorities stepping up security deployment. The government imposed restrictions under Section 144 of the CRPC in Srinagar district with immediate effect from Sunday midnight as a precautionary measure. No movement of public and all educational institutions in Srinagar district will remain closed. There is a complete ban on holding any kind of public meeting or a rally. The authorities imposed night curfew in Kishtwar and Rajouri districts as well as Banihal area of Ramban district, where restrictions were imposed also in Jammu, Resai and Doda districts besides Srinagar on Sunday. And schools and colleges in Jammu, Kishtwar, Doda and Udhampur districts are to remain closed today. The University of Jammu will also remain closed today and all the scheduled examinations have been postponed. Various educational institutions in the Kashmir Valley also directed their students to vacate their hostels. Meanwhile, mobile internet services have been suspended in the Kashmir Valley, while satellite phones are being provided to police officials and district magistrates.
सिक्योरिटी सिनेरियो को देखते हुए डिस्ट्रिक्ट उधमपुर में सेक्शन 144 सीआरपीसी के तहत 4 या 4 से ज़्यादा लोगों के मूवमेंट पे रिस्ट्रिक्शन लगाई गई है। मैं आपके माध्यम से लोगों को अपील करना चाहूँगा, किसी तरह का पैनिक ना करें। ये एक जस्ट प्रिकॉशनरी स्टेप है और इसके साथ साथ जितने भी स्कूल कॉलेजेस हैं उनमें भी, चाहे वो गवर्नमेंट है प्राइवेट है, उनमें भी क्लासरूम वर्क सस्पेंडेड रहेगा। और एक ये प्रिकॉशनरी स्टेप है तो इसमें कोई पैनिक करने की जरूरत नहीं है। हम एज एंड व्हेन सिचुएशन डिमांड करेगी उस तरीके से उसको रिएक्ट करेंगे।
Meanwhile, in the national capital, Home Minister Amit Shah held a meeting with the top security and intelligence officials. The hour-long meeting was attended by National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, Home Secretary Rajiv Gauba and other senior officials. The Union Cabinet is scheduled to meet today at the official residence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. State Governor Satyapal Malik also held a meeting with the State Chief Secretary and DGP Dilbag Singh late last night to discuss the prevailing situation. Meanwhile, political parties in Jammu and Kashmir had expressed apprehensions about such action after the centre deployed additional troops and curtailed the Amarnath Yatra. Mehbooba Mufti, Omar Abdullah and Sajid Lone, the 3 prominent politicians from Jammu and Kashmir, were placed under house arrest late on Sunday. All right, news from budget session of Parliament and key bills are listed in today's agenda. In the Rajya Sabha, Home Minister Amit Shah will introduce the Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Second Amendment Bill 2019, which seeks to further amend the Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Act 2004. It seeks to extend the 10% quota to economically weaker sections to the state, which has special constitutional provisions. Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah will also move the Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Second Amendment Bill for consideration and passing. Three other bills are listed for consideration and passing. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal will move the National Institute of Design Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. This bill aims to amend the National Institute of Design Act 2014. The bill seeks to declare 4 National Institutes of Design in Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Assam and Haryana as institutions of national importance. And Jal Shakti Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat will move the Interstate River Water Disputes Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. The bill seeks to further amend the Interstate River Water Disputes Act 1956. And a key feature of the bill is the constitution of a single tribunal with different benches and the setting up of stricter timelines for adjudication. It seeks to expedite and streamline the resolution of interstate water disputes. The bill was passed in Lok Sabha on 31st of July. And Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri will move the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. The bill seeks to further amend the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Act 1971. It seeks to crack down on unauthorized occupants of government residential accommodations, and this bill was passed in Lok Sabha also on 31st of July. All right, our colleague Kriti Mishra is now joining us for more. Kriti, very good morning. Amit Shah is going to introduce J&K Reservation Second Amendment Bill in Rajya Sabha today. But there are other key bills as well. But looking at the present situation in Jammu and Kashmir, how do you look at the day really panning out in Rajya Sabha today?
Well, Aishwarya, even as we speak, the important Cabinet Committee on Security, that meet is underway. Thereafter, there is a Cabinet meet. Thereafter, we expect some kind of decision. And also, as far as the opposition parties are concerned, they're going to hold a meeting in Parliament at 10 o'clock to devise their strategy, seeking clarification from the government on the Jammu and Kashmir issue. But talking about the listed agenda of the Rajya Sabha, of course, you've mentioned that there's Jammu and Kashmir Second Reservation Amendment Bill. Remember, the government had already brought in the reservation, Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Bill, that provided for reservation to people living along the international border at par with the line of actual control. Now, this particular bill also provides for 10% reservation for the EWS category. This bill was passed by several states but could not be taken up in Jammu and Kashmir because the state assembly was dissolved, and right now there's presidential rule. So certainly this is a very important bill that will be taken up in the Rajya Sabha today. There are other important bills like the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants. There's also Interstate River Water Disputes Amendment Bill that will be taken up in the Rajya Sabha today. Aishwarya?
Right. Kriti, stay with us. We'll just come back to you. And several bills are all listed in today's agenda in the Lok Sabha as well. The bills are listed for introduction, 2 of them. And these are Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad introducing the Supreme Court Number of Judges Amendment Bill 2019, which further amends the Supreme Court Number of Judges Act 1956. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will introduce the Chit Funds Amendment Bill 2019, which further amends the Chit Funds Act 1982. And 3 bills are listed for consideration and passing. Let's take a look at them. Ravi Shankar Prasad will move the Supreme Court Number of Judges Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration and passing, which seeks to further amend the Supreme Court Number of Judges Act 1956. Union Minister Thawar Chand Gehlot will move the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Bill 2019 for consideration and passing, which seeks to provide for the protection of the rights of transgender persons and their welfare. And Health Minister Harshvardhan will move the Surrogacy Regulation Bill 2019 for consideration and passing, which seeks to constitute a National Surrogacy Board, state surrogacy boards, and the appointment of appropriate authorities for the regulation of the practice and process of surrogacy in our country. And Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan will move the National Medical Commission Bill 2019 in the Lok Sabha for consideration of Rajya Sabha amendments and also amendments made by the upper house to agreed to. The bill seeks to provide for an Indian medical education system that improves the access to quality and affordable medical education, ensures the availability of adequate and high quality medical professionals in all parts of the country. The bill was passed by Lok Sabha on 29th of July 2019 and was transmitted to Rajya Sabha for its concurrence, and Rajya Sabha passed the bill with the amendments at its sitting that was held on 1st of August and then returned it to the Lok Sabha on 2nd of August. Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari will move the Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill 2019 in Lok Sabha to be taken into consideration and agree to the amendments made by Rajya Sabha in the bill. Further, to amend the Motor Vehicles Act 1988. The bill was passed by Lok Sabha on 23rd of July and was transmitted to Rajya Sabha for its concurrence, and Rajya Sabha passed the bill with the 3 amendments at its sitting that was held on 31st of July and then again returned it to the Lok Sabha on 1st of August. All right, let's go back to Kriti Mishra. Kriti, talking about Lok Sabha, we have seen a very, very productive budget session, 30 bills and counting. We understand that the 17th Lok Sabha has actually broken a record which dates back to 1952. But looking at today's agenda, there are lots of bills lined up, but of course much will depend on what really transpires as far as the issue of Jammu and Kashmir is concerned.
Well, the opposition parties, including the Congress party, had already clarified their stance that it would be demanding clarification from Prime Minister on the floor of Lok Sabha. So it remains to be seen how day pans out in the lower house. But as far as the listed agenda is concerned, there are 2 important bills wherein amendments were moved by the government, like which is the National Medical Commission Bill and also the Motor Vehicles Amendment Bill that were passed by the Rajya Sabha, including the amendments moved by the government. So these 2 important bills would be taken up in the Lok Sabha today. There are other important bills like the Transgender Persons Protection Bill and also Surrogacy Regulation Bill. So important business lined up in the lower house as well. Aishwarya?
Right, Kriti. Thank you for all those updates there on Parliament. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked the BJP MPs to shun any negativity and work with a positive mindset so as to win over even those who did not vote for the BJP. Now, the Prime Minister has called upon BJP MPs to do politics of everybody's welfare. In his address at the concluding session of the 2-day training program for the party MPs of both houses of Parliament in New Delhi, Prime Minister Modi also cited his own clean record to urge the members of Parliament to keep their personal and professional conduct above board, according to MPs who attended the meeting. Quoting Prime Minister, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said that Prime Minister also said that the members' behaviours should be endeared to all. He has also asked his MPs to carry out Padyatra in their segments to inform voters about various welfare schemes of the government.
टीम स्पिरिट के बारे में उन्होंने बहुत आग्रह लेके उन्होंने टीम स्पिरिट के बारे में कहा है, टीम स्पिरिट के कैसे चलना और पॉजिटिविटी के बारे में। राजनीति में नेगेटिविटी थिंकिंग ये नहीं रहना चाहिए, पॉजिटिविटी लेके रहना चाहिए। आज जो कोई हमको हमारे साथ दिया नहीं दिया, लेकिन हमारा सोच ये होना चाहिए कि आगे में हमारे कार्य से, हमारे बिहेवियर से वो हमारे नज़दीक आना चाहिए।
On to some other news now. Resident doctors of AIIMS and Safdarjung Hospital called off their strike and resumed duties after Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan assured them that their concerns over the NMC bill will be duly addressed. In a communique to the AIIMS director, the Resident Doctors Association said that during the meeting, the union minister assured them of addressing their concerns while drafting the regulations of the National Medical Commission. The Safdarjung resident doctors also called off their strikes at midnight and conveyed the same to the medical superintendent of the hospital. The doctors associated with the Federation of Resident Doctors Association also resumed services in all Delhi government hospitals, and remember, doctors were demanding certain amendments to the NMC bill. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu has stressed the need for an integrated, value-based education system that will focus on all-round and holistic development of an individual to effectively face the challenges of the 21st century. Inaugurating the centenary celebrations of the Patna High School in Patna on Sunday, the Vice President stressed the need for incorporating the lessons on Indian culture, traditions, history and heritage. He said that the National Education Policy 2019 envisions an India-centric education system that contributes directly to transforming our nation sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high-quality education to all. Venkaiah Naidu said that the students should keep abreast of the latest areas in information technology like artificial intelligence and the internet, as well as upgrade their knowledge and skills. And congratulating the Patna High School on the occasion of the centenary, he said that the school had produced many eminent people in different walks of life.
हम वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन बहुत जरूरी है और शिक्षा एजुकेशन शुड बी to develop all-round personality of a human being. You need to develop an integrated education policy to make you fit for any challenge before the nation. Now we are moving towards new technology, artificial intelligence, IT. IT has acquired the beauty, and if you add duty, you can become mighty. IT का भी इतना प्रभाव है, मगर साथ ही साथ आईटी के साथ अपना ड्यूटी करने के लिए हम सब लोग जो भी स्किल्स है, नया स्किल्स, वो स्किल्स को भी सीखना बहुत जरूरी है.
And Vice President Venkaiah Naidu also called for strengthening library movement from universities to villages and said that it should become a Jan Andolan on the lines of Swachh Bharat and Beti Bachao Beti Padhao programs. Inaugurating the centenary celebrations of Patna University Library at Patna on Sunday, the Vice President said that the libraries were temples of knowledge, and he added that for centuries, India was once known as a Vishwa Guru and our ancient universities were treasure houses of knowledge. He said that the books were the greatest sources of transmission of culture.
हर विश्वविद्यालय का कर्तव्य और उद्देश्य होता है कि वह अपनी ज्ञान परंपरा से अखिल विश्व को लाभान्वित करे. सदियों तक भारत के प्राचीन विश्वविद्यालयों ने देश विदेश के शोधकर्ताओं, विद्वानों को अपने ग्रंथालयों से लाभान्वित किया है. हमने अपना ज्ञान को बौद्धिक संपदा सही माना. हमारा विश्व दर्शन वसुधैव कुटुंबों के आदर्श से परिभाषित होता रहा है. विद्या को बांटना हमारा संस्कार रहा है. अर्थों ना गोचरहा याति दत्ता भवति विस्तृता. विद्या चोरों का दिखाई नहीं देती और बांटने से जिसका विस्तार ही होता है. हमने अपना ज्ञान और विद्या को विश्व कल्याण के लिए सबसे साझू किया और इसी से भारतीय आध्यात्म और ज्ञान का विश्व भर में प्रसार हुआ है.
Update on the monsoon's activity and normal life was thrown out of gear on Sunday as Mumbai reeled under heavy downpour, even as the Indian Met Department has predicted further intensity of rain today as well as on Tuesday. The Maharashtra government has declared holiday for schools and colleges in Mumbai, its suburbs and neighbouring Thane, Palghar and Raigad. People have been asked to move out only if it is absolutely necessary in view of the IMD forecast of heavy rains in the next 48 hours. Incessant rains have been lashing Mumbai, Thane, Palghar and Navi Mumbai since Friday night, leading to cancellation of suburban train services on the main line and the harbour line of the Central Railway for a long period on Saturday as well as on Sunday. Heavy rains also wreaked havoc in Nashik and Pune districts, where rivers are in full spate. And Space Agency ISRO on Sunday released the first set of pictures of the Earth captured by Chandrayaan-2, the country's second moon mission that was launched a fortnight ago. ISRO chief S. Sivan said that the images were captured by the camera fitted on the lander of Chandrayaan-2. He said that the photographs indicate that the mission is in good health. The pictures are captured by the L-14 camera on board Chandrayaan-2, and it shows parts of South America and the Pacific Ocean. The pictures show the Earth in different hues as well. Remember, India had on 22nd of July successfully launched a Chandrayaan-2 mission with a plan to land the rover on 7th of September in the unexplored lunar South Pole. International news now, at least 30 people were killed and several others were injured in two separate mass shooting incidents in the United States. In the first incident, a 21-year-old gunman armed with an assault rifle opened fire at a Walmart store in El Paso town in Texas, killing 20 people. And in the second mass shooting incident, 9 people were killed early Sunday morning in Dayton's Oregon district. The shooter was also killed by the responding officers. The suspect was taken into custody after he surrendered outside the Walmart store. And this is in the first incident that we are talking about. Now, police officials say that they are investigating an online post reportedly written by the suspect that indicates that the shooting was targeted at Hispanics. US President Donald Trump condemned the El Paso attack as an act of cowardice, and he said that there could be no justification for the killing of innocent people. Let's get you some sports news now. Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty on Sunday became the first Indian pair to win a BWF Super 500 badminton tournament. They beat world champions Liu Junhui and Liu Yu-chen of China in the summit clash of Thailand Open 21-19, 18-21, 21-18 in Bangkok to win the men's doubles category. And in cricket, India displayed an all-round performance to defeat West Indies by 22 runs through the Duckworth-Lewis system in the United States on Sunday. And with this win, Team India have gained a 2-0 unbeatable lead in the 3-match series. Rohit Sharma's knock of 67 runs off 51 balls enabled India to post the score of 167 in their allotted 20 overs after opting to bat first. Rohit Sharma hit 3 sixes in his innings, and as a result, he became the batsman with the most number of sixes in the T20 format. The right-handed batsman now has 106 sixes in the format, whereas Chris Gayle of the West Indies has 105. Now, the men in blue and West Indies would next meet in the final T20 of the match tomorrow. This is the 3-match series that is going on. And that is the wrap on this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.